Okay, so we have covered, right? Like what are the different questions we need to answer and what are the subtopics or the details within that topic that we are going to cover in the course, right? So the next thing is, so why this course basically, like with this information, right? If I have to be honest, if you just take this slide, right, and then do your own research, right, on your own time, right, you can become profitable. Because as I did that same, right, I was like spending like few years doing the research and then getting it all together, and then finding the common traits of all the good traders, and then what makes them profitable, what makes them click, and then what is the problem with the non or the successful traders. They don't happen to become successful on day one, right? So what are the fixes they were doing on their journey, right? And then by fixing it, what is the eventual current trading system that looks like for them, right? So by identifying this, I found all these things, right? So you can do it on your own, right, to be honest. And then with this information at your hand, you can even do it little bit better also. Like I spent like 4 5 years, right, in an active way, right? Passively, I was in market like for like 13 years or something, but actively, I did it in like 4 5 years. So you could, with this information, could do it in 2 3 years. But why then? Why you should attend it? Because it provides you with the least resistance path that will take you from your current state, like a basic trader with a basic knowledge, to a profitable loan trader with the sustainable practices that you can do it forever, right? That's why the course is, or that's how the course is going to be helpful. So that the amount of time and effort I spent to do this is needed to be repeated by you as well. You are right, someone who wants to become trader, that means you already understand the concept of return on investment, right? So when you uh, when you attend this course, your return on investment would be 10x, right? And 100x. Yes, we are talking about like carrying this for long term, and this is a very good starting point, which would save you a lot of time or money or both, right? So that's the idea of this course. So it provides the least resistance path. You can do it in the more resistant path as well, right? Like go and spend your time on it and then do the research. And also, if you ask me, right, I would say do that way, right? Because you'll also identify so many other things in life. As I identify that what is this business concept is called and all those things. But this could this course could give you the quicker path, the least resistant path, and take you there quickly, so that you can do it from the position of profitability, right? Rather than wondering whether you can do it or you can't do it. Rather than repeating the same, you can improve upon it, right? That's the idea of it, right? Okay. Then let me give you what it this goes, like some of the insights, right? So let's assume two traders, right? Trader one and trader two. The one trader is a normal trader, and the other one is a home trader, right? But if you say that these traders take the same exact trades, they buy the same stock at the same buy point, same end point, right? Or exit at the same end point, right? So, but at the end of 50 trades, both started with 1 lakh capital. One could end up like this, that is, the home trader end up with more than 100% profit. The other normal trader end up with this kind of a profit, some 5 10%, right? How is it? How is it possible? This can be done with a one simple rule change that home trader can follow, right? So these are the things. I mean, this is one of the sample thing that we are going to discuss in our course as well, right? So you are a trader. You learned all these things, you do all these things, right, on your own. So you follow the risk management aspects and all those things, but still you end up like making less money than the home trader. How? It's not because he bought a different stock, or he bought it at the lower point, or sold it at the higher point. Everything happens at the same level, but still one makes more money, other one doesn't make more money. So how it happens, right? Also, you can see it's not just about making more money as well. It also about the amount of money they give up as well when things goes wrong, right? Eventually this trader, right, comes back to his initial capital. But this guy, home trader, he never comes back to his initial capital. So how? I mean, what is that simple rule change can help you do that? So these are this will discuss in our course, right? Then some of you guys were wondering like what kind of trading style we are going to do. So are we going to do options trading in this method, or value investing, or like team based model, or whatever what we were, so or day trading, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to do swing and positional tradings using momentum and reinforcing principles. Okay, why? And then like why we are trying to do it, right? First thing is like it's going to be cash and carry, so that you don't get too bogged down by a lot of details about, for example, if you're doing options or futures, iv expiry, this expiry, that expiry, and then this much capital is required for this stock. If you want one future lot or one option lot, you have to put those calculations to picture. So avoid all those things. This is going to be, as I said, right? So 1 hour model. So it's going to be cash and carry model. And then we are talking, we can take quick profits, right? Since it's a stock, right? We are talking about like few lakhs capital to start with. If you're doing a future trading, for example, the capital required for like making even one lot trade is like in lakhs, right? So you can't capture your profits quickly. But if you're doing in cash and carry, you can do partial sales to capture your profits quickly, so that you'll feel more comfortable to keep on trading, right? And then by quickly booking the profits and then quickly fixing the losses, and then make sure that your allocations can be scaled up and down based on the market situation and all, you get a much smoother equity curve. If equity curve is that, how your capital, right? Trading capitals moves every day, right? So if one trader makes every day one rupee, after 100 days he make 100 rupee, right? But the other trader, one day he makes 20 rupees, the other day he loses 25 rupees, and then he makes another 30 rupees, he makes another 2 rupees. So if this fluctuation is too much, right, you will feel bad, especially when there is a continuous losses. That is, when you are in a losing streak, you will feel bad. Even when you are in a winning streak, you will always be wondering when the losing streak will come, and then will take away all this profit. So you will never get you'll never get comfortable with your trading, right? So there are not too many people who are comfortable with the so swinging equity curve, right? So you would like a smoother equity curve, which is supported in the swing and positional trading methods, right? Compared to all other methods. That's what I mean. So higher turnover, right? You can we are talking about you are building the system and then doing it for a lot of time, right? So you can quickly, I mean, you can buy and sell multiple times, right? If you're, for example, if you're an option seller, you want to wait for that month or a week or a quarter to get closer to the expiry, right? You can't do so much of turnover, but in this you can do a lot of turnover as well, right? And also you can invest a lot of capital, right? You can, today you start with few lakhs and then you go to few crores, you can still do it. You can go to even few hundred crores, you can still do it in this swing and positional trading methods, right? uh, that's the idea. So you should be able to scale up as well, right? But let me tell you, when you reach certain stage, right, you will figure out more things, right? Don't even worry about like how do I do it, and like with a few crore capital and all, right? There are few other options out there. I mean, the same methodology, you will improve upon it and then capture that kind of advantages as well when you go there, right? So don't do. And then when it comes to the swing and positional trading, right, you can do market cycle based strategies. So I had shared some of the things in the community as well, right? When I'm in a bear market, I'm looking for certain patterns and settings to trade the bear market, not sell side. Let me make it clear, I don't do sell sides. So I'll create buy side trades within the bear market, right? Identify different strategies. For example, double bottoms, I'll identify and trade that. When in a bull market, I'll identify bull pennant and then some crossovers. I'll make my profit in that way. Okay. And then so this trading side is based on this concept, right? So this trading style allows few things. That is main and important thing. That is Unlike the other trading system, like for example, day trading or something, right? It will allow you to run all your process in 1 hour per day, right? And then effective use of capital, right? You can use the capital even if you have a, like, let's say today you have 1 lakh, another 10,000 get added on top of it. You can still put that 1 lakh, 10,000 to the use, and then you make 20,000 profit, and then you can easily put that back. If you are in a future trader or a options or something, you have to have chunks of capital, then only you can use it. So some of the capital will lie idle, make it ineffective, right? So that's the effective use of capital. Then better addition withdrawal capacities. As I said, you can take it and then put it whenever you want. Scaling up and down is quite smoother in this trading style. Okay. Then as I said, right, like you might, once you learn it, you might get into different styles, right? So why that is possible? Because 75% of all these type of philosophies that we are trading, right, this when you take the system, it's going to be common, right? For example, consider the value investing. Value investors don't do too much of technical analysis or no technical analysis, but they do deep fundamental analysis. But still, they have to respect risk. They know when to buy, what to buy, when to buy, because when to buy, when the value proposition gets better, right, for a value investor. So that trigger point they'll have to identify, and then when the situation is better, that is value investors comes into picture when the market is beaten down, right? So for them, the situational awareness is when the market is beaten down, I'm going to put more capital into it. But when the market reaches peak, when the valuations are market valuations or the overall P is very high, they'll try to take out their money, right? Book profit and all. And then obviously they'll have to create the routines to analyze things and then do it on a regular basis, because as we said, their timeline could be a little different. They might do it in different stages, but they also have to develop their routines, and then they also have to understand their emotions, and then they also have to adjust and improve the system. So as I said, only certain parts, right, is different between the different trading styles. So if you attend the course and then tomorrow if you finding yourself drift towards a certain investing or trading philosophy, that's well and good, because you have to finally find out what suits you better, right? Your personality better. So the same way, I mean, just another example, if you want to take, the algo trading is only pure technical, right? But still, the other parts about risk management and all those things are going to play the same role, right? Okay. So who it is for and who it is not for. So if it is for people who has full time and part time job, if you are someone like who has this thing, right, wants to do a day trading or something, right? Uh, I'm not saying it's not for them, but it's more like you can do a better job. I personally feel maybe you attend the course and take that 75% from it, and then you customize it on top of it to become a day trader. Some of you might become a day trader as well, if that is what your passion, right? Again, as I said, someone's passion could be the trading itself, right? Then they can become a full-time trader as well, or some kind of a money manager or whatever, right? So that's the thing. Then this is for people with few lakh capital. As I said, right, you have to add to your risk management, and then you have to support your operating expenses, and then you have to scale up and down. All this is possible with at least few lakh capital if in your kitty. Otherwise, it will be like you have all the tools, but you can't really act upon it. That kind of situation you will be put in, and then it will end up you'll end up making more mistakes even by knowing all these things, and then you'll feel bad about all these things. For example, if we are going to charge some money for this course, you pay that money, and then you end up not getting any much return from it, so that you feel bad, right? So that's why I feel like you should either have a few lakh capital and start on this course, or be conscious that okay, till the time I'm going to get the capital, I'll attend this course and then do the paper trading, and then make sure that I learn enough, and then I'll go. It's okay, but I'm just telling you that you, as a person charging the money, right? I want to feel that you take return on your investment, right? This is also another return investment. If you ask me, this is also part of your operating or a capital expenditure for your this trading business, right? So that's that's why I'm telling you, like, if you have a few lakh capital, this would make sense. Of course you can have a lot of capital also, that's okay, but at least few lakh capital is better. Then this is not for someone like who's looking for someone else to provide like do work for them, right? You guys are attending this session, that means you want to take charge of your like financial journey, right, on your hands. That's why you're attending. So this is for those people. And then like the people, like, you do anything, right? First of all, you don't know you don't know that, right? You get to learn these things first, and then get yourself out of your ignorance, right? And then only you'll become you can do something, right? So that is called, in a technical term for that, is ignorance step. So someone is willing to pay that ignorance debt, right? This course is for them, right? So you can, of course, how somebody can pay for this ignorance debt, as I said earlier, either using your time or using your money. In the course sense, you'll you'll get to pay the ignorance debt in a shorter time by paying some money. But if you do all the researches on your own, it will be no money, or like some internet charges and all, but you'll be spending a lot of money. You have to weigh that on your own, and then take your chance, right? And then this is for someone to educate themselves to do things on their own and then design it, rather than if you're expecting someone to handhold and then every single day like tell you what to do, what to do, what to do. It's not for those people, right? And then again, who it is not for, this is not any quick rich scheme. We are not providing any tip service, and then people with less than few lakh capital, as I said, be conscious and attend it, or make sure that you take a step back, and then with the slide will be shared with you. So take this topics information and then do your own research till you gather your capital, and then also you can join the course later in the later batches, and then get the idea about what, or you get the reassurance, right? More than just knowing, if you get a reassurance from other people also, right, you will feel much more comfortable in carrying out your day-to-day operations in the business, right? So that is, again, it is for a certain set of people, it is not for certain set of people. Understand it clearly, right? And then, okay, I started. Now how do I keep it going, right, for like long time, right? So we all know, right? When you want to work, go to some place faster, do it on your own. If you want to have a long distance journey, do it with a gang, right? So we all know that, right? And we have experienced that also. So that's why we are trying to build this home ecosystem where we'll be publishing this course, and then I'm thinking of putting a book in this concept, and also creating a community, right? So with a community, you will get to be with the like-minded people, share ideas, and then understand the market situation, and so on. And then the newsletter, we are trying to publish a newsletter as well, explaining some of the new concepts or new researchers or new thought process that we discover, or someone in our community identify, but we feel that it's not just even beyond the community, it needs to be reached, and then like different stocks that looks interesting to us at the point. As I said, it's not going to be a tip providing service. Something look interesting, something happening on the space, happening on the sector. So we'll try to say that, okay, this is what we are looking at it. And then you can, as I said, like, it's about you doing it on your own. You take that hint and then just try to see and feel whether it vibes with you as well, and then make your calls accordingly based on your system, right? And then, okay, you joined and become the part of the ecosystem. Then what do? You obviously put all this into practice, and then improve, right, your trading using this ecosystem. And then once you get started and then get good, the next part is getting smart about it, right? So how do you get smart about it? So some of you could, once you learn it, right, there are multiple avenues opens for you, right? As I said, you could figure out that I might do this in this particular trading method to make even more money than the swing and pushing trading concept. Like, you might feel that way, right? Or you might feel that I can leverage certain aspects of the system to make more money. Some of you could feel that, okay, I want to become, since I like this really very much, how can I do some kind of a prop firm trading, right? Prop firm trading is like some other people will provide you money, and then you can trade on their behalf. Once you create an history, right, by following this, and then you can share the history with them, and then get the capital from them, and then start doing it as your full-time job as well. And then some of you could, with the connections and like in India it is not supported, but only here portfolio management services, but investment funds are not allowed here. But if you're someone traveling to US and then finding a green card or something, and then with the skills you have, you might and the connection you create, you can do investment funding also, right? That's the get smart part. We are not going to get into that right now. You guys do it on your own. If at all I go in that direction at some point, I'll like keep you guys updated on the community and the newsletter, so that you will be aware of it. Of course, I'll share it if any of the people in the community and the ecosystem do such a thing. We'll try to get the insight of that and then share it, so that others also know, and then if they like, they can take the help or the inspiration, and then we can do those things, right? So that's how you keep it going. Okay, so now you understand what we are trying to do, what we are going to teach in the course, what is the plan, and then total vibe around it, right? So if you're vibing with these things, what is the actions that you can do? As I discussed with some of you already, so we are going to start the course, right, in the next week, right? So it's going to be charged 25,000, right? And then you can make the payment to the number shown here as a GPay, and then you can like share the, you can share the information, the Gmail ID as well, or you can talk, message me or call me on that phone number, and then like we can discuss further details about the matches, right? So as just to let people know in this call, and then there are others who wants to see these recordings at their own time, that we are going to consider taking 5 people for this batch, not more than that, so that I can concentrate more closely with them, and then like connect with them on a daily basis. Like even though the schedules will be on the weekends, but I can connect with them on daily basis to clarify things, get some feedbacks and all incorporated to create a proper course material. So we are willing, we would like to restrict this initial batch to only 5 people. So whoever makes the payment, let me know. I'll make sure that the 5 people are picked from that group. And then if at all I couldn't pick one of you, and if you made the payment, I'll give you 2 options. Either I can refund the money immediately, or I can keep the money, and the next batch starts. You'll be there. And if at all, for any chance, if the course fees is increased for batch 2, you don't have to pay the extra money. If at all the course fees, I don't think so, but if at all the course fees is reduced for any reason, you will get the refund of the difference. So don't worry about it if at all you want to go in that direction. I don't care. Like both way, I don't mind actually. I mean, don't worry too much about it. And let me put another reason why you might. Some of you might, even though you have the money, you might think of joining second batch as well, like because if in this month, right, this is 1 month we are timeline we are targeting. If in this month you are really busy with something, then try to join the batch 2. And then if you're wondering like whether I'll be again getting space for place in the batch 2 or something, you can make the payment. I'll make sure that you guys are in the, that person is in the second page as priority, right? It's just about the basic business or basic logic, nothing major into going into these things, right? So you guys let me know. And then we, as I said, like we are planning to create a newsletter, and then you can subscribe to the newsletter so that you can understand what is going on in the market, what is the new concepts that we are coming up with, or some interesting information that we come across. We'll share all those things in the newsletter, and then some of the interesting sectors in the stocks that we identify, we'll share the details with you also. So this could be some interesting points. For example, you do one analysis, and then we also, for example, in the newsletter, we also publish the same stocks. Then you will feel more comfortable, right? Or you'll get some kind of a confirmation. So you can do this for some time, and then like see eventually, like after a few years, right? someone who takes the little different direction, they'll not stay in this ecosystem. They'll figure out something else. But if you're just happy with this and then wants to stay in this direction, you can stay for a long time. That's what we are trying to build, the ecosystem. And then you can visit the website waste2wealthclub.com for free material and the next batch announcement and all those other stuff, right? So that's the idea. So these are the actions that you could take now, right? Whichever suits you well, right? Then, so that's it, guys. Like so far, I feel I communicated like whatever I wanted to communicate, uh, at least more or less, right? What I wanted to communicate. So let's say that if someone attended this session for this much time, right? 1 to 1.5 hours, close to 1.5 hours, if you attended, at least this session is very useful, I believe, at least knowing what questions to answer, right? Even though you may not join the or take the next step, right? For whatever reason, you still feel this time you spent here is valuable because you learned what are the different questions you have to answer to build a successful trading system, right? If you are someone wondering, okay, what are the missing pieces? Now you know at least what are the missing pieces or missing questions that you have to answer, right? And then understanding of the perpetual trading system, right? You can, is it possible to create a perpetual trading system and how it looks like? You got the understanding. And then, as you know, right, I am not someone who has any kind of a master degree or anything on the finance, or I never worked for any broker or a trading firm or investment banker or anything, right? I'm just the normal person, just like you and me. That's why that thing really matters, who I am, right? Just a software architect, and I studied electrical engineering in college. So I'm basically like you guys, with no special degrees or a special qualification. Since I can build and operate this business, and then I'm in a position to even articulate this well to you guys, you can also do this. You may not articulate it. Who cares? You might just end up running this business for you. So it's not a big deal, right? So eventually you want to make money by operating this trading business, that at least it will give you the hope that you can do it, right? So these are the at least these takeaways could be useful to you for spending this much time in this call, right? uh, Thank you, guys. That's pretty much it what I want to convey. If you guys have any questions, we can like discuss those.
So when are you planning to start the course from?
Next week, Raj. So basically, next week we'll start on the weekends, 3 hours per day, both the days, Saturday and Sunday. So that, as I said, right, these topics we have to cover. So these 8 topics we are trying to cover, and then some
Yeah.
we have to leave some session for question and answers as well, right? So we'll take some 4 weekends to cover that. As I said, the first batch is going to be little bit close knit. So there could be some ad hoc sessions based on the team's availability, or one-to-one calls. If someone needs a little bit more clarity on certain things, we can do all those things for this. And then, so the overall timeline is, I want to make people, the whoever joins the course, to feel comfortable in building this, learning and building their own system at the end of 1 month. With the from as the chart shown, right, from where you are to where you go, the course should provide that direction in this 1 month. 1 month, 5 people will transform their thought process and then get them into the field that they can do this, and then equip them with all these answers for these questions. Yeah. So, and one other thing, the time exactly, right? That we'll discuss, right? With that, with those 5 people, right? I can discuss exactly which 3 hours we can schedule the session, right? I'm thinking like, okay, maybe 8:30 to 11:30 or something, so that you can go and do your things on the rest of the days, right? Without blocking your calendar too much. right? That's one slot. Other slot is like 11 to 1, some or 10 to 1, something like that. So we can discuss that. Yeah.
Okay. And do you have any prerequisites?
Yes, the prerequisite is you should know how to trade, and then you know how to look at the charts, right? And then know like basic about the fundamental analysis. Like when somebody says earnings per share, right? You should know that, right? You don't have to have the advanced concepts like EBITDA. EBITDA itself is not an advanced, but I'm telling you, even those things are not needed. Return on capital investment, or how much of a bigger moat the company has, those kind of advanced things you don't need, but at least the basic knowledge about the earnings, profit, sales, revenue growth, profit growth, sales growth, those informations you should understand. When it comes to technical, what is a moving average, what is price, what is volume, how to open a chart in trading view, how to apply a filter in trading view, these kind of simple things. As I said, I'm not going to expect somebody learning this to get some fancy tool or something to learn the or do the trading, right? So it should be simple tools that is available freely in the market. That's the target, right? So yeah, that's kind of a uh, 1 second. So,
Okay. And meanwhile, the website is not quite clear.
Charida, what is it?
Your website is not up.
Website is not.
Ways to.
Website is not. One guy I asked him to do the website. He's still doing it.
Okay.
So the website will
Okay.
be ready. So,
Okay.
yeah. Uh, yeah. All these contents, whatever I'm trying to do, I'll try to put all these things in the uh, website as well. So, Silva, can you unmute now? I just. Silva, can you try dropping and rejoining without muting your uh, mic once? Hello. Silva, still, I can't hear you. So, till Silva figures this out, anyone else has any questions?
Okay, hey, am I audible right now?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Okay, sorry for the trouble.
Mm.
So thanks for starting the session. I kind of right. We can talk offline as well. A few things
Mm.
what I thought, just to have a more clarity
Mm.
from this course point of view, right? Like, is it going to be a simultaneous learning and application, like where let's say like I learn something and then let's say over the course of the week I apply it. And again, like when I come back to the next sessions, like I come up with my learnings and get the required clarifications and the incremental learnings for that particular week, and again go ahead and apply it in the subsequent week and so on. Is it going to be a learning come application so that you kind of close loop things during
Mm.
the course time period itself?
Mm. Okay. No, I mean, partial yes and bigger no. Partial yes is yes, like when we like go through certain topics, right, to answer the questions, we'll give them some kind of an exercise or an like agendas to execute or like go through to for the next session. But as we said, like this gives the complete picture of the system, right? At least till you understand the first 4 points, I don't recommend anyone to go and do the trainings based on these concepts, right? So at least do that. And then ideally would like people to understand the whole process and then start doing the trading. The reason is it's going to be 1 month, right, to get the whole picture. And then we are having the ecosystem, right? So who are like stays in the ecosystem, whatever the questions they have, they can post it on the community. If at all required, we can conduct future sessions to answer those questions. If at all it can be answered over the community group, we'll do that. If it requires session or it requires a wider reach for the audience, we can do that way, like session way, right? That's the idea. So as I said, if I teach and then leave it, then people would have problems, right? That's why we are trying to build the ecosystem and then potentially provide some continued support for them. Does that
Okay.
solve that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Krishna. This is a follow-up question, right? You mentioned about the prerequisites, right? Just trying to understand, like, will that not act as a blocker for some aspiring traders who doesn't know much about the overall trading ecosystem at this point in time, but also like want to get some method to the madness right at the beginning, so that they don't end up again like learning from their own mistakes instead of learning from others' mistakes and others' experience, right? Like, can you also kind of have some pre-sessions to unblock the prerequisites, so that like even a beginner can also kind of go through the course?
Yeah. So first of all, like if this call get disconnected, we'll connect again. But by the time I'll try to answer Selva's question. So this prerequisites, right? As Selva said, we can put together a design and then we can have a session, right? For those who would like to learn how to look at the chart or what is EPS, what is PE, what is profit, and what is sales, right? Or we can create the course for those guys and then enable them. This particular course requires these prerequisites. If they are not up to that point, it's this course is not for those particular set of people, right? We don't even I mean, for those, if they don't have that kind of a prerequisite already known to them, then I would recommend some other course material or resources to enable them on that, right? Rather than we don't have to put together when there are like a lot of material available on that particular topic, we can point them to that particular area. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Krishna. Just if just for you to expand your addressable market. So if you can unlock these prerequisites, I think you can see like more number of folks who can kind of get benefited out of this ecosystem that you're trying to put in place.
Sure. Yeah, this call will disconnect, right? I'll rejoin and then I'll try to expand on Selva's, answer to Selva's question, right? The point.